Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy June Archer here, the Winner Circle on thisis50.com. My guest today, you might have seen her in Beauty Shop. Everybody Hates Chris. You might have seen her in a movie with DMX, a Godfather. But currently, you can see her playing the amazing Lauren on Powerboat 2 Ghost on Stars. 2 weeks in, and I am excited to have my next guest. Please give it up for paigehurd. Paige, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Listen, I am so excited to jump in to talk about this character. But before we do that, from Dallas, Texas, half Puerto Rican, half Black, 4 siblings. Who is the most talented of all the siblings?
Okay, you're already trying to get me in trouble. Like, we just started. Who's the most talented? I'm going to go with Pierce. Pierce is the youngest. Pierce is our special baby. He has Down syndrome, and he is just a hoot. Like, we love him so much. I would say my older sister, Erin, is the smartest. Chloe, she really gets in there. Like, Chloe plays no games. And then Brett is very, very talented. He's an aspiring rapper right now. So I think we all have our own little niches, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I just chill.
Growing up in such a big family, like, how was that energy? Because it seems like there's so much creativity, there's so much fun. I'm certainly there's got to be a comedian in the bunch somewhere there. But growing up in Dallas, Texas, how did you guys inspire to do what you guys have been doing, and how did you want to become an actress?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I cannot believe I did not put that on silent. So sorry.
It's okay.
As long as
it's not direct, it doesn't even matter.
So let me just turn that off. Sorry. That would happen, of course. It's me. Okay, so you're asking with everybody, like, what did you say? It's what?
How were you inspired to get into acting?
Well, actually, my mom put me in it. When we were in Dallas, it was just me, Erin, and Brett at the time. Chloe and Pierce hadn't been born yet. They were born in California. And my mom just put me in it. She said that when I was younger, I would like perform like while we were waiting to be seated at like restaurants and stuff like that. And people would start sending me and my sister desserts and like little like sodas and stuff because they thought we were so adorable. So my mom was like, we're going to get paid for this. And so I started out in like JCPenney modeling and like catalogs and then doing like the little runway shows. And then we moved to New York after my parents divorced. I had like a few little commercials, and I had a national commercial with Kmart in Sesame Street. I really wish I could like find that online, because that's where it just like kind of took off for me as like a child actor. And then we moved to LA, and then I got my start there, and my first film was Cradle to the Grave. So yeah.
And what a way to start it in a movie with DMX, right? So it gets no better than that. Someone who is a staple in hip hop and music history, and I'm certain that environment was something that continued to fuel your excitement for wanting to stay in acting. And then you land Everybody Hates Chris, and did an amazing job there in a recurring role. So you fast forward and you find yourself now in a series where last season ends with Tariq killing his dad, and now he finds himself in this position where he has to do well in school, and he runs into this young lady by the name of Lauren, who's willing to give him more. Tell me about your character, Lauren, on Powerboat 2.
So Lauren is just, she's really focused. And I think Lauren is really just into wanting to advocate for like African-American like students, you know what I mean? And getting them in, which is why, when she met Tariq, she was asking him, is he going to be in the class? And that she thinks there should be more Black kids in that class. She's really focused until she meets Tariq. And without giving away too much of her character, like she's smart, and she's intrigued by this young man, And we'll just see, you know, we don't know if she's going to get distracted or if she's going to stay on course. But I think she starts to think about, you know, her life. She's kind of one of those girls who like everything is planned and she's like super on track. But then, you know, like most kids, when they go to college, they're like, oh, wait, I don't know if this is what I want to do in life anymore. They're trying to figure it out. So, you know, with her, we have to see, is she going to stay there? Is she going to go off? What is she going to do? You know?
So now, can you share a little bit of the backstory about Lauren? Like, is she, how did you prepare for the role? Is she mixed as well? Or does she come from an affluent background? Like, what do we know about her that may come out later on in the series?
I don't think she's mixed. Like, she's just Black. Her parents are Black. You will meet her parents.
Okay.
And how I prepared, it was like really, everything was so quick for like my process and my auditioning. I just was so excited. I remember, and it's so crazy, I remember walking out of my audition saying that was the worst audition. You were terrible. Your accent was horrific. Like, that was it. I was like, I can't believe you blew it, right? This is my favorite show. I'm so pumped. It was a self-tape. And I was just like, oh my God, that was really what you chose to do. And then I got the call that I got it, and that was crazy to me, like crazy. But yeah.
So let me ask you this: in the episodes that we've seen so far, you seem to be Tariq's accountability partner. You're holding him accountable. You're trying to really stick it to him because you're like, listen, there's not too many of us here. Like, you have to really buckle down, especially if you want to be in these classes, right? Who were some of the people that held you accountable to kind of stay focused on your goals to kind of get where you are right now? And you're just at a point where you're not even at your peak. You're at a place where you continue to climb, because I think that there's so much more for you, Paige. I know that for a fact. But up to this point, who have been some of the accountability partners, and what advice have you gotten thus far that's kind of helped you get through to go to auditions and do well, even when you think, you know, at the end of the day, hey, I don't think I nailed that audition?
Definitely my mother has been a huge, like, just support for me, you know, every time I wanted to like stop and give up, because I've been doing this for like 20 years now. And so I was like, you know, I'm just tired of it. I'm over it. Like, there was such a season of my life where it was like, no, 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 no. It was like, you know, like people would call me washed up and this and that and all that good stuff. And super like, okay, you know, maybe, and oh, she's just pretty, she can't act, blah, blah, blah. So I'd say my mom and my brothers and sisters. And then, you know, I have a really good, tight little circle of friends, I think, that really just helped me. We would just sit and kind of talk. And luckily for me, I was able to go to public school and like homeschool. So I feel like I always had like a Hannah Montana life where I was able to be in this business, but I was always able to have my normal, regular life and my normal friends. So I had friends who weren't in the business and I had friends who were. And I think just experience both of those worlds, like, kind of helped me stay grounded, and just being able to just talk to those people, they really helped me. Because trust me, there were a lot of times I was just done. And then whatever like team I had at the time has really helped me like stay focused, because those people were like, you know, we believe in you. And I was like, yeah, okay.
You make a good point where you say, people say, oh, you're just a pretty girl. You're just a pretty face. In this role that you're playing right now as Lauren, how important is it for young girls to see women of color in this role as smart, going to college in this series, you know, being assertive, not just wanting to be smart, but really taking on that whole thing of like, we're trying to get this while we're here and we're trying to really be educated and really dig in. How is it to be a role model, but to also see women of color in positive images on television?
It's super important. Like, I feel really excited to play Lauren because for the first time, like, even though she's kind of girl next door-ish, she's smart. You know what I mean? And I feel like I never really got to play that. She has like layers to her, and she has more depth to her and like something to offer versus just walking by, like, like I love Everybody Hates Chris and I enjoyed that, but we were young, she just kind of came in, hey Chris, and like, you know what I mean? Like there wasn't much to talk about, but I feel like in this series, there's a lot. Like I challenged Tariq, he challenges me back. My professors challenge me, you know what I mean? And there's times where you'll see that like she thinks she knows something and then they'll say like, okay, no. And she's kind of like, oh, okay. And she has to sit back and think about it. So I think it's like super important. And I'm excited because, like I said, I finally get to play somebody who has more to say than just like, hey, how are you? Like it's not just that. So I'm excited about that.
How great is it to play in a series where, talking to Michael Rainey Jr., who plays Tariq, you guys, your age group, your demographic has an opportunity to really set the tone and really blow things up, in terms of you guys are the next generation of actors and creatives. Mm-hmm. How much say-so do you guys have with Courtney and 50 and some of the showrunners that you kind of say, nah, we kind of say this, or we kind of do this, and no, that's not the slang. Like, how much input do you guys have into what your characters are doing and saying and wearing?
I mean, I think it's pretty open. I think they're pretty open. I haven't had any issues right now or like anything that I feel like was written that I was like, you know what I mean? So I haven't had those conversations. I'm pretty sure Michael has free reign. It is his show. But like Courtney and 50 are awesome. I met 50 once, super sweet. And Courtney is very, very kind. Oh my gosh, like super kind. So I was able to sit with her and she does listen very well. And she has those very good conversations where it would make me feel comfortable if something does come up and I feel like I would want to speak to her like, hey, how would this go? Or how should I do this? Did have a conversation with her, just asking her, did I portray this girl exactly the way she wanted to? Because I wanted to make sure, like I said, for the first time, having that depth to this character, that I brought what I needed to bring. And she seems happy with it. So I'm happy. She's happy.
How was it working, or at least being on set with iconic individuals such as Mary J. Blige, Method Man? Like, that has to be exciting. Like, you listen to their music, but now you have the opportunity to kind of work with them and maybe take a few things, even though they come from the music side, they've been doing the acting thing now. But just to be in the same room with the both of them, how was that feel?
Okay, first of all, I love Method Man. Okay, I get the pleasure of sitting next to him at table reads. God is good.
That has to be awesome.
Let me tell you, is it? At first, it was super intimidating. But then like, as we got to know each other and kind of like spoke more, he's so funny. He's so kind. And he's hilarious. I get to see Mary as well at the table reads. I unfortunately don't get to work with her as of right now. Our storylines don't cross, but I do get to see her at the table reads. And so that's pretty cool to just like be in the presence of these icons. And I think it's always just going to be surreal, no matter where you get in life or like how big. It's just like, wow. God is good. You know what I mean? Because it's God. Like it's nobody else. You're just sitting there. I made it here. And just the simple fact that like Power is my favorite show. So I more like gaze at the other side of the room when it's like Courtney and the stars execs. And I'm just looking at myself like, this is amazing. Like,
let's talk about that then, Paige. Let's talk about that. Because you're one to post a lot of inspirational messages, quoting scripture. Like, what do you lean on to keep you inspired through times where you're like, man, like today just wasn't a good day, or I had a hard day at the gym? What do you lean on? What continues to inspire and motivate you?
I mean, my Bible and my praise and worship music. You know what I mean? Like I'm currently studying the Bible and I'm reading it in a year. So I'm on like day 245 of like 365, and it's hard. Like it's hard. And people ask me like, and I told somebody and I said, I don't memorize it. Like I'm not exactly sure what all is going on, and I can't like tell you everything, but at least I'm starting it, and then I can go back and study certain things. but like just praise and worship music, there's nothing like it. And honestly, since COVID, like I miss going to church because there's no other, like the feeling I get in church is like, it feels great. Like it's just really inspiring, and it just kind of helps me. And like I said, like I went through a season, okay, of heartbreak, of no's, of like can't get a job to save my life. Like everything was just always no, 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 no. And then like anything else in my personal life was just tragic. And I was just like, oh my God, like 2015 was probably the worst year I ever had. And I just had no other choice but to cling to God. And the crazy thing is sometimes when you cling to God, you're not always going to feel God's presence, or you're not going to feel like it's working, but you just keep going. And so for me, I just keep searching and keep pushing because I know that like he's true and he's living, and I know that he's working, and I know that everything I have is because of him. So I'm never going to take my hand away from him, and I'm never going to stop searching for him. So I just continue to do that, and then eventually I start to feel better. But that praise and worship music,
it's a great feeling, isn't it? It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Some people are going through their season right now, Paige. Some people losing their jobs, whether COVID, whether just the economy, not being able to go back to school, finding, like I said, finding a job, finding a way to pay their rent and mortgages, car note. What is the best piece of advice that you could give somebody right now to allow them to realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel that will kind of give them the opportunity to see the glass half full instead of half empty?
It's hard because when you're in that, you don't want to hear anything anybody has to say. Like, I was there, and I just, every time somebody was like giving you advice and like giving you encouraging words, you're like, you know what I mean? And even in church, the pastor would be like, and it's coming, and Jesus, and I'm like, yeah, well, he's taking forever. You know what I mean? Like, I was just sitting here talking to my godmom last night, and I was like, man, Lord, if you don't just say, hey, like speak, like I need to hear your voice, what's going on. But I would just say that it's okay to feel down. It's okay to not be okay, but don't stay there. Don't stay there too long. And anything that you can do to make yourself happy, just try to do it, and just know that we do go through seasons and it's not forever. And with COVID, I know that it's hard because it's so unknown, and I'm with them too, kind of, even though I'm blessed to be working finally, but I would just say I don't know, just you're okay, but just pray. You know what I mean? Pray and do whatever you can do to give that sense of happiness to yourself and kind of treat yourself, even though like you said, people are losing jobs, and I know that financially things are hard, but you got to find those things to make yourself happy, whether it be buying something or not. You know what I mean? Because that's what kind of keeps you, I feel, stable. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes sense in my head. You know what I mean?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. It's
it makes perfect.
Yeah. And then I know most people will be like, yeah, whatever, you're working. You don't know the struggle. Trust me, I do know the struggle. After Everybody Hates Chris, I went and got a job at Abercrombie and Fitch. You know what I mean? I had to go figure it out. I needed to go find a part-time job. I was on unemployment. I had to figure it out. And it's just a season, and just know that God is working things out, and it's going to all be for his glory, and he's not going to leave us hanging, but you have to believe.
It's the season, right? It's just understanding that it's the season.
Yes.
And seasons do change.
Yes, they do.
You just got to go through the ebbs and flows. I'm certain you are getting so much attention now. I'm certain. I was reading this article, W Magazine, talking about people sliding in the DMs and the appropriate way to slide in the DM. So for those who are watching now, Paige, for you getting all the attention, I'm gonna go somewhere else with this. But what is the proper way to slide in the DM for these people who not doing it right? No Google guys. I was reading the article. What is the proper way to slide in the DM?
Yeah, Well, the best part, so the best part about that article is it kind of worded it a little wrong. It wasn't that I said I know how to slide in DMs because I don't slide in DMs. I'm very awkward. I was saying like I just know what I would not want to see, and the eyes to me really like I'm like, what should I like? What am I supposed to respond? Am I supposed to look at you back like this? You know, like I don't know, but I mean, the thing is this: when you're in somebody's DMs, I feel like I need to be able to respond to you. You know,
Okay.
so like if you're just not saying anything like there, and then the worst is after that came out, guys were just in my DMs with eyes, and I like get really irritated really quick, and I was just like, I wanted to block everybody, but I was like, Paige, stop! You're just annoying. Like, just don't even look. But like, it just needs to be something where I can like say something back because like if mind you, let's say I answered every single one that just had a compliment and I said thank you. Like where's the conversation going? Like what are we
Right.
doing here? But like I just don't feel like people have substance these days anyway, so I'm not even really trying to like I don't open any DMs.
All right. So what for you? What would be the perfect date coming out of COVID, post COVID? What is a perfect date?
Um Ooh, I haven't dated in so long, I don't know. I like to eat. And
Are
I
you a
like
food? Are you a foodie? Are you a foodie?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
To eat. Maybe like something active. Like I like to go bowling. Um, just chill. Like honestly, like I think restaurants are good only because it's just like we can just sit there and like chop it up for a while. But like I want to be somewhere where it's like low key and it's like in like a nice little booth. You know what I mean? And nobody can see us and we're just chilling, talking. And it doesn't have to be like a full meal or like drinks or something like that. But I, like I said, I don't know. I'm really weird, really awkward. I haven't dated in a while, so I don't even know how this works.
Are there any dating no-nos?
Yeah, you
Like some real non-negotiables, like non-negotiables.
Okay, so I'm super, super grandma and I'm always on time. If you're late, I'm leaving.
Wow.
You get 5 minutes, I'm out of there. Um, some other no-nos would be like pulling out your phone a lot is just not it. If you come to the table and you put your phone face down, that's not it. Because then you're just being weird. Right?
Wow.
You're tripping.
Well, I never heard that. Well, I'm learning. I'm learning.
Okay, I
Okay.
could be tripping. I could be tripping. I don't know. But basically, just like being late, and then also, okay. So I was just talking about this with somebody. It's like, no, yeah, I was talking about this with one of my girlfriends. Why do guys not anymore? Like, if they say like, okay, I'm gonna take you out, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, can I get like a text or a call the night before that says, all right, hey, so we're gonna go here at this time, like either I'll meet you there, or I'll pick you up. Like I want the plan that night because like if I don't hear from you the night before, I'm already making plans for the next day. Like I'm not waiting around to go hang out. You know what I mean? So I'd
Okay.
rather just have the plan ready to go, maybe the day before. I don't know. And it just seems like it's like, okay, you know, I have this plan and this is actually important to me versus just like, I'm gonna take you out and I'm gonna take somebody else out too. It makes
Wow.
it just effort.
Right. Right. It's communication and it's
Yeah.
effort, and it means you at least thought this thing out.
Yeah.
You're not just whimsical. So you're not a spur of the moment kind of person then, either.
Mm-hmm.
Or can you throw a little bit of that in there?
I mean, we could like let's say we're out and then we're like, "Ooh, want to do this? That's fun." Yeah, like, "Oh yeah, cool," because we're already like there together. We're already like having some fun, and then it's like, "Oh, let's just like take the night where it's gonna go." So that's fun, but not just like a random day where you're like, "Hey, let's go out in like an hour." Like, no, I'm busy because I'm like lazy. I like to just relax, so I need a plan to get out of the house. I'm a homebody.
Now, as the season progresses on Power Book 2,
Mm-hmm.
we see Lauren and Tariq getting a little cozy. Can you spill a little bit of tea? Like, or do we have to kind of wait and see?
I mean,
And,
yeah.
and the better question is Tariq the kind of guy that Lauren would fall for?
I think you have to wait and see, but everybody loves a bad boy. I'll just say that.
Wow. I love it.
You know, whether he was her type or not to start with, everybody eventually falls for the bad boy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Paige Hurd. We've been playing this game called University Adult, and I'm going to play with you. So if you're ready, Paige, we're going to do it a little like this. You ready? Tell me your best Thug Love collaboration. Is it Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti? You're All I Need, Mary and Meth? What's it going to be, Buster and Janet? Or Best of Me, Maya and Jay-Z?
Ooh, it's between, I would have to say Ashanti and Ja Rule, but Maya and Jay-Z are like second, right after, like very close.
All right. Who is the worst rapper in Hollywood? Is it Will Smith, Nick Cannon, Bow Wow, or Marky Mark?
Wait, this is so not nice.
Listen, unpopular answers are welcomed. We're just having fun.
Okay. Worst rapper in Hollywood. Okay, I want to be on Wild 'N Out, so I'm not going to say Nick Cannon. Bow Wow is just weird to me, so Bow Wow.
All right.
The big Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow was good.
But no big Bow Wow.
I don't really like his energy.
Stay in your lane. Stop trying to sing. Wyclef, Lil Wayne, Ja Rule, or Drake?
I'll just say Ja Rule because does he sing?
I don't know. That's I don't know.
I like this.
Okay, all right. I got another one here for you.
Okay.
So, going through a few of these here. I gotta get a good one here for you, Paige.
Okay.
Let me see here. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these. I want to give you a really good one.
Oh my God.
Here we go. Who do you trust to make the potato salad? Rick Ross, Action Bronson, Fat Joe, or Raekwon the Chef?
None of them. I'll say Rick Ross. Shout out to all the pairs.
All right. If you were stranded on a deserted island, but you can only listen to one album, what would it be? Most Def, Black on Both Sides, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 3 Feet High and Rising, De La Soul, or The Chronic by Dr. Dre?
Lauryn Hill.
All right. Paige, one gotta go. Who is it? J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, or Childish Gambino?
I'm gonna say Childish Gambino.
Erase one person from hip hop history. Who would it be? Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Lauryn Hill, or Missy Elliott?
Okay, see. I can't say Queen Latifah. That's my mom. Lauryn Hill, because she's always late.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. So the last one, trick question. Erase one person from hip hop history. Who would it be? Nas, the Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, or Jay-Z?
Oh, you're trying to get me canceled. Let's say Nas.
All right. Paige Hurd, you just finished University Adult. Listen, music is a soundtrack to our lives. What is the song that best represents your journey up to this point, or the song that inspires you to follow your dreams?
Whew. Okay, I've been thinking about this. So is it a song or my soundtrack? Like for my
soundtrack to your life. What song is the part of the soundtrack to your life, or artist?
You know what? One of my favorite albums that I can listen to like through. I got two. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, because I love country music. So I'm a real big country head. So I love Sam Hunt's Montebello album. And I love Drake's Take Care. Like, I don't think anything has ever been better than that. So I would have to say those two songs. But if there's one song in life that I play to get me hyped and for my celebration, it's called Doing It Right by Daft Punk. And that is my jam. And if you know me, it's played every birthday, every celebration. The family knows, the friends know. It's a turn up song. So it's dope.
That's dope. You heard it here. paigehurd. Catch her every Sunday on Stars, playing opposite Tariq, playing Lauren. Every Sunday you can see a Paige. Where can we like you? Where can we follow you?
You can follow you can follow me on my Instagram at Thuggin with 2 G's and 2 N's. I know everybody's like, why is that her name? Because it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's paigehurd. Your boy June Archer here. The Winner Circle on this50.com. Talk to y'all later. Peace.